Hello my friend, Matt from Best Friends Club here. Today we're going to be doing a track review for the song Where Did You Get That Stuff by Sweely. I think it's going to be a fun one, so let's jump right into it right after the drop. Hello again. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe and do all that other dumb stuff if you want to hear more cool deep house track reviews and other live jams that I do on this channel. But other than that, let's get straight into the first listen of the song Where Did You Get That Stuff by Sweely. I'm kind of expecting something a little bit more upbeat and funky and kind of like wild and crazy a little bit. I'm first kind of heard of Sweely from these cool little live home jams that he does, and they were really cool. He was really energetic. The songs were really fun and looked like a good time. So I'm assuming that that's going to come through in his music, and we'll find out in just a second. We're going to go through the first listen right now. Alright, so first impressions, definitely was kind of right up at my initial thought of what it was going to be. It was very upbeat and bouncy and interesting, and it was kind of wacky, like a lot's going on. There's a lot of fun little samples dropping in and out. Sounds like it's from some kind of video game or from some younger cartoon kind of TV show, which is really cool. But other than the fun, wacky stuff coming up all around the track and the high end and the mid range, the low end is so tight. The kick is punchy as fucking hell, and the bass isn't doing anything too crazy, but it's really tight, especially like the sound design of it. I really like how that fits in, especially with that punchy ass kick. So far, pretty cool track. Also, one standout thing was definitely the length of the track. It's only about 4 minutes. I think it's actually, no, it's exactly 4 minutes. So it's a shorter song, and one nice thing is it doesn't follow the typical kind of like house music formula, which is cool. But I am going to listen to this maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm working from home. I'm at my dad's place right now, so I'm going to figure out some ways to listen to this in a bunch of different more times so that I can get a deeper opinion of this track, and I'll come right back to that and give you my more in-depth review in just a moment. Alright, so I got to listen to the song maybe 9 or 10 more times actually, because it's quite a short song, so I'll jump right into the review. With that said, the standout parts for the song, to me at least, seem to be the synth line that's playing kind of the lead melody, as well as the samples that aren't quite vocal samples. It sounds like it's words, it's coming from humans, but it sounds like it's more just like a clip from a television or show or something like that. And finally, the dancing Foley sounds, all the weird little buzzes and swells and little laser kind of sounds that are happening and moving around the top of the track. It's really more of a background kind of sound, but I feel like if that were taken away, it would really remove a lot of the vibe of the song. But personally, for me, if I were to like say what my personal standout things are, it would definitely be the sound of the kick drum. The kick drum, maybe it's just a producer thing, but like that thing is punchy and like carrying so much weight at the bottom, like on the low end, and it just sounds awesome. I really love how that sounds, so that always sticks out to me, especially on a pair of decent speakers. As well as the bass interplay between the melodic sounds. The bass really bounces in and out and allows the room for the chords to come in and out, as well as the lead. And more on that lead synth line. It's definitely a catchy melody, but one interesting thing is the way that the dynamics play. Like a lot of weird notes kind of get quieter, but more or less what happens is the synth line plays a little bit and allows room for maybe the bass to come in or the chords to come in. So there's a lot of cool interplay going on there that makes the track sound really interesting to me. And one of the things that the lead synth line is playing off of really well are those chords, and those chords, like that Rhodes sound or that keyboard sound, whatever it might be, the sound is really nice. It has that like classic deep house kind of sound, and the chords being played, they're very jazzy, so again, very deep housey. And I think this contrasts really well with all the other kind of crazy erratic elements that are happening throughout the track. And now moving on to the arrangement, which I think in this song in particularly is quite interesting, because it's not your classic house music kind of arrangement or EDM arrangement. It does start with just kind of a kick drum or more or less like a DJ intro, so you could move into it if you were spinning it live. But what happens after that is completely different. Essentially, there's almost like the A section and the B section. In the A section, if you play the track, you'll know what it is right away. It's kind of the main part that's playing. But then there's kind of this breakdown where the vibe changes quite a bit. It's a little bit more spacey and trippy, which then leads into the next drop, which is not quite the same as the original A drop. There's like some melodic differences, and then it goes right back into the A drop. And then from there, the song basically just plays out and then just stops abruptly. So it's a really cool arrangement. I was really quite a big fan of it, and it really lent itself well to the short 4-minute time span, as well as the kind of erratic vibe. And I mentioned that, and that really the vibe is kind of like frantic and hyperactive. It almost sounds like it's very ADD and intense. There's a lot of cool video game kind of sounds going into it that have a cool contrast against, you know, the classic sounding kick drum and bass, as well as the keyboard or Rhodes sounds. So there's some cool interplay there, and overall, like, the sound quality, the production is fantastic. So I think that really helps, especially when you're using video game sounds. It could, you know, get a little campy and annoying, or not sound professional, but if you can pull it off the way Sweely does, it sounds fantastic. So I think overall I'm going to give this one a 7.5 because it's a little bit more unique. It's definitely energetic, which I like, and it's just unique, and it's a fun track. So 7.5 is what I'm going to land on this. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this kind of stuff and this kind of music like I do, feel free to subscribe, or don't, whatever, it's your life. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks.